What's going on, everybody? We are live once again, the fourth time today with our good friends from out in Florida, Broward County Public Schools. This time specifically, we have some special guests. It's almost as if I am in the room with royalty. We have Principal Marsha Wagner from Pembroke Lakes Elementary School. That's her waving. Welcome. Lecresha Cooper. Yes, I nailed her first name on the first try, and she's now my first number one favorite human being, assistant principal at Pembroke Lakes Elementary School. And Miriam, we're just going to say Miriam because I will not get your last name right, instructional teaching facilitator of innovative learning for Broward County Schools. We are so excited to be here. As you know, we are celebrating, everyone, Digital Learning Day. Go follow along with hashtag DL Day if you're on social media somewhere. Stay tuned here on the Canvas YouTube channel. We are coming at you for many more hours throughout the day. What we're excited about is that we are going to highlight some of these incredible educators who have done some really, really cool things with technology, specifically with Microsoft and Canvas. So first off, let's give a little shout out to our friend Marsha, 21 years in education. Her and her husband met at the New Teacher Academy training when they started teaching. Congrats. I almost said Your Highness because I feel like it is royalty here, Marsha and Lecresha, but we are excited to have you. Thank you again. Lecresha, this is my favorite part. She played intramural flag football in high school and in college. She is what we would call a baller. And we're friends, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, assistant principal and principal. We are so excited to have them. So let's turn it over to you, if we can, Marsha, to just talk us through Pembroke. Who are you guys? Give us a little background.
Thank you for having us, Mark. We're so excited to be here. So I'll start off with my partner in crime, Lecresha Cooper, my favorite human on earth as well. She and I started at Pembroke Lakes Elementary just months apart 5 years ago. So we really cultivated and grew the culture that Pembroke Lakes is today together, which is really special. We are very much servant leaders, and we really measure our success through our teachers' success with their students. And so we are just very excited to present to you a little snippet of our school through the works of our teachers and our students. Pembroke Lakes is a Title I school. We have about 685 students this year. Our enrollment is a little lower than it usually is. And that includes 4 self-contained classrooms in our school. And we've been a Microsoft Showcase school for about 3 years. And really all that means is that technology is in the DNA of our building. It's deeply rooted in our instruction. And our students are just techies. You know, they have to be, right? In kindergarten, we just start embedding that technology. And so it really drives all the instruction in our school. And, our mission is to prepare our students for tomorrow's world that we know is ever changing, along with the technology that's ever changing. So our teachers are teaching. They're in classrooms right now, so they couldn't come live. So it is our honor to present on their behalf. And it's really about the instructional practices that are happening throughout our school. These are just 3 teachers that volunteered to present to you all today, but really what they do is present throughout our school and grade levels.
It's fantastic. Big call out there. I love the fact that, you talked about how your kids are techies. They don't have a choice in today's world. They are digital natives. They are learning from very early ages how to use technology. The technology piece is interesting. What we're most interested in highlighting today are these incredible educators like Marsha, like Lecresha, like Miriam, but even more importantly, we're going to focus on some people like Lindsay, Nadia, and Shelby, who are doing really incredible things with technology. With that, Lecresha, let's go on and give me a little introduction as to who is Miss Lindsay Ryder.
Okay, awesome. So Ms. Ryder is coming to you with 3 years of experience in teaching. She's a first grade teacher, and something that is really cool about Ms. Ryder is that not only is she teaching at Pembroke Lakes Elementary, but she was also a student at Pembroke Lakes Elementary. So she's coming to us as a Pelican alumnus. So she's bringing back what she learned when she was in school here. And she is one of our teachers that is 100% virtual learning teacher. So all of her babies that are in her classroom are at home learning from their homes at this point in time right now.
Wow, that's incredible. Talk me through, Lecresha, a little bit about what were some of the challenges in that first semester that Lindsay has dealt with, and how did she overcome them?
So one of the biggest challenges was just acclimating the students to the new programs and applications, from the Microsoft tools to Canvas, that they weren't familiar with prior to the pandemic. In the primary grades, especially with the first grade, they did not use certain programs to the extent that our intermediate grades had. A lot of our students in our third, fourth, and fifth grade were very familiar with Canvas and the Microsoft platform, with the exception of Teams. But however, along with the first grade team, Ms. Ryder, came together. They spent several weeks of extensive modeling of how to use the various tools that we were going to incorporate this school year that we had brushed over last school year in March. They even created how-to videos for those students at home and the students that were going to eventually return to the building, using Canvas Studio to help the students as well as their families when they were connected on a call. So they went beyond modeling the different tools for the families at home as well as the students as they return to our building.
It's fantastic. Talk to me about Lindsay. Ms. Ryder's, of course, been a kind of a model teacher as far as how to use Flipgrid and Canvas together to support teaching and learning. Any innovative practices or approaches that Lindsay has used with Flipgrid and Canvas you can share?
Yes, absolutely. She came together with her team and created a Flipgrid to share among the grade level. Each week, the students were encouraged to answer a journal prompt by creating a video response versus what they were traditionally used to, writing out their responses. They chose this approach because they wanted to create opportunities for the students to develop their oral presentation skills, as well as use their creativity. And they developed a sense of community across the learning environments. So that was something spectacular that we've seen in action from beginning to end. And you'll see that coming up in the Canvas Studio video that we'll share.
Awesome. You are getting some shout outs, Lecresha and Marsha, here. If you're following these comments, faculty and staff at Pembroke Lakes Elementary School are stellar. Awesome. You got it right, Mark. I always love to hear that part. I'll say that one again. You got it right, Mark. You are in the presence of royalty. Pembroke Lakes Showcase School in more ways than one. So congratulations. Congratulations to Lindsay. Congratulations to everybody else who's doing incredible things over there. With that, I want to show you just a little taste, if you will, as to what Lindsay has been doing with her students with Flipgrid. Take a listen.
We love this application because it is a highly engaging and versatile tool that can be used to enhance the students' learning experience. Students can create video recorded responses to journal questions, answer questions on a virtual exit ticket, and even give an oral presentation.
Living things are dogs. Non-living things are glasses. I'm living. Cups are non-living. I'm Caleb. Bye.
Flipgrid allows students the opportunity to express themselves verbally and develop oral presentation skills. Students that might be shy or hesitant to speak in front of the class may present with ease in front of the camera.
I'm Juan. I like stingrays because his sting is incredible and their fins look like wings.
Using Flipgrid can help to establish and maintain a sense of community. For example, our Flipgrid is shared among all of first grade. When students that are e-learners see their friends that are learning on campus through Flipgrid activities, it helps them to feel more connected to the classroom and their peers. This is so important now more than ever.
Hello, my name is Sarah from Miss Ryder's class, and I'm going to share with you how would I catch the gingerbread baby. First, I would make another gingerbread baby, and then I would wait for the other gingerbread baby to come. And then the gingerbread baby would smell the other gingerbread baby, and then it would come running to my trap. Bye! Have a good winter break! Stay safe in your house.
I encourage you to take a look at Flipgrid and its applications and explore the many ways to include it in your daily activities, both in class and online.
Okay, that was awesome. Awesome. Maybe one of my favorite parts from that was I'm living, which was just stunning in every way. So thank you, Lindsay, for the great stuff you're doing with your students out there at Pembroke. Next up, Marsha, let's go over to you and talk about Nadia.
My pleasure. Nadia Peshimam is our third grade team leader. She's been in education for 18 years, and she grew up in a small island in the United States Virgin Islands. Miss Pesh's, when I spoke to Miss Pesh regarding the challenges that she faced this year, her answer was pretty interesting. She said, you know, instruction and incorporating the technology, that was like business as usual. What she really found to be particularly challenging, along with her team, was teaching from a computer and keeping things engaging and different for students. But in terms of, you know, the Microsoft tools that we used and Canvas, that was commonplace in our school before. And so that was business as usual when we transitioned.
Awesome. And Marsha, remind me, is Nadia, is she hybrid? Is she face-to-face? She totally virtual right now as well?
So everyone started off virtual, and then she transitioned over to hybrid. So she has both students online and in person right now. Awesome.
Talk to me, Marsha, a little bit about some really cool way that Nadia has been using OneNote as an organizational tool to help those cute little third grade students learn.
So one of the interesting things about OneNote is that Miriam Sullivan started the frenzy in our school. She is actually a Pelican alum as well, not as a student, but as faculty. And so she was one of the first faculty members that brought that concept of having a team OneNote into our building. And then it, as I said, it started a frenzy, and every team has a OneNote. And so Ms. Pesh is basically going to show us an example of a OneNote, and every team's OneNote is very similar. They have different tabs. It just helps to keep the team connected. It helps to keep Ms. Cooper and I connected as well. We can't be at every team meeting every Wednesday. And so if we can't attend a team meeting, we go onto that OneNote, we look at their notes, we look at their data, and it really helps us stay connected with the team, and it helps the team stay connected with one another. They have different tabs for school improvement plan meetings, trainings that they might go to. They take notes on there so that if one person's at the training, everyone can benefit from that training and the notes on there.
That's awesome. Let's take a quick little look here at what Nadia is doing with her classes with OneNote.
Team notebook. We utilize OneNote to organize our team and manage each section. OneNote can be accessed through your Office 365 applications. OneNote is the application with the N on it. All you would need to do is go to create a new notebook, and your notebook will appear under OneNote. Let's get started. As you can see, each section is organized by different tabs. You can add pages to each tab. In this case, I've organized it by date. The first tab, which we utilize the most, is our team meetings tab. Each week, when we meet to collaborate as a team, everything is documented in these notes. You can add team attendance, agenda. You can even insert files as needed. Another great way to utilize this is to put in all resources we can use as a team in the lesson planning tab. These resources are accessed by all team members. As you can see, we have separated by subject. We've inserted videos, websites that we can use for the week, and various lessons. When notes are provided from administration, you can insert files into here as well. For instance, these are our notes for the week. All you would have to do is go on the top, go to insert. You're able to click on file, attach a file. You can either insert pictures, links, whatever you'd like to insert into each page. These are notes which I have taken to share with the team. The last tab I will show you is our data tab. This is a great way to keep track of data, and it can be shared with administration and support staff. Each page is separated by standard. In each page, I've provided snips of our whole team data that we would like to share. On this page, you will find our standards mastery results from iReady. This way, we are able to keep track of all data. And as a reminder, whoever you share this OneNote notebook with, they are able to access each page as well. You can add tabs that are suitable for you or your team. In this case, we have added staff meetings, SIP committee meetings, maybe even professional development, if we'd like to take notes on that, and important dates to remember. The last thing I would like to show you is how we can utilize our OneNote through using Teams. All you would do is click on your Teams, and we use this every week when we meet as a team. OneNote can be imported into Teams for easy access. As you can see on the top of our third grade team on Teams, you will find that I have imported our OneNote, and it's just easy to access. I hope OneNote will be successful for you as it is for us, and we find that it is the key to our success.
Fantastic presentation. Next up, we're going back to Lecresha, and I want you to tell us a little bit about Shelby.
Okay, so Shelby is another one of our superstar teachers, Ms. Jares. She is coming with us with 8 years of experience as far as teaching. Her current position is not only a 5th grade teacher, but she's also one of our team leaders and our leaders in the building. Her current teaching platform is hybrid, which means that she's also receiving not only our e-learning babies that are at home, but she's also have a few of our students that are physically in the building. So she has those multiple platforms that she's utilizing for in-building students as well as our home students. And one fun fact about Ms. Jares, actually 2 fun facts. If you ever speak to her, she raced the BMX bikes for over 10 years. And those are the ones with the pedals, not the ones that have a motor on it. And she, even though she looks like she's a rookie, she is definitely an expert at many different things within our building that she brings to the table.
That's awesome. Lecresha, talk me through challenges. What are some of the challenges that Shelby's dealt with?
So for her, again, like we spoke about earlier in the presentation, she's intermediate. So for them, a lot of the things that our primary students may have not been comfortable with, the students in 5th grade were. Those were our students that were coming from 4th grade. So they were well versed in a lot of the different applications that we were going to use in this new norm. So her students already felt comfortable with the technology. The only thing that she would say, just as far as a concern for the team, as well as many of us traditional and now in the pandemic, is time. That was always a concern. But they overcame it, and they continue to overcome that with streamlining their work and using tools that are virtual and tools that are through the Microsoft platform as much as possible, so that time is not something that hinders what we're doing in our building and outside of our building.
That's awesome. Talk to me a little bit, Lecresha, about something really cool that you've seen Shelby do with ClassNotebook and Canvas to support student learning.
And there's so many different things from her team as well as from herself, but I can say one of the things that she's doing that's amazing with her students is being able to do the same work they would traditionally do in small group with paper and pencil. They've taken it to ClassNotebook. Just like the face-to-face setting, she can see the students' work immediately, as well as she can adjust their thinking as needed with any misconceptions that may come up with their thought process and the work that they're doing. And you're going to get to see that really amazing work with the Class Notebook and the Canvas Studio video that will be coming up.
Awesome. Let's take a look, everybody, at what it is that Shelby's been doing over there. Take a look.
So many things. Teachers can leave documents for students to read, give them a prompt for a task to complete. Students can complete that task directly in the notebook, annotate directly on it, and the teacher can see it in real time. Teachers can also leave comments for their students, instructions on what to finish up, or comments about how to improve their work. Teachers can also leave a document for the students to annotate directly on, helping with close reads. All of this can be conveniently accessed directly through the class teams. Simply click on Class Notebook, and then students and teachers alike can either edit directly in Teams or open Class Notebook in a browser or the desktop app for further functionality.
Fantastic. Marsha, let's go back over to you and let's talk a little bit about where do we go from here. We want to make sure that, you know, the pandemic has been awful on so many levels, but how can our teachers and educators learn from this pandemic in some way? What can they take to help us move on to the next phases of education as we reopen?
I think one of the biggest lessons we've all learned is that our students are resilient and adaptable. You know, a lot of times we tend to think that our little guys can't do specific things on technology, but this time has really taught us that if we expose them and we have that expectation that they can do it, that they will rise and they will do that. And I think it also teaches us very much that tomorrow's world is so unknown to us, and that we also have to remain adaptable and always learning, and to always be a student as much as we are educators, to always be a student as well, and continue to develop in that professional learning, and really learning never ends for anyone. And I think that's one of our biggest takeaways is that as techie as we were before, we still learned so much and have improved our instructional practice so much as things evolve and as we learn, you know, new products or, you know, enhancements to the products that we've already used. You know, we continue to evolve as well. And, you know, I just major kudos to our teachers and our students. Again, these three teachers were brave enough to share. But they really spoke on behalf of all of our faculty, because it really is commonplace in our school. So major kudos to our teachers and students.
That's awesome. Huge shout out to Marsha, Lecresha, Miriam, and all of the Broward County schools educators who are doing such incredible things. Big thanks to our massive partners, Microsoft. We are big fans. We're kind of in a little bit of a crush love relationship with our friends over at Microsoft. Great integration with what we're doing with Canvas as well. Big shout out to these incredible teachers and educators. Again, we'll be back with you another 3 times today. So join us in another 35 minutes as we highlight some other great teachers and tools that you ought to be using. Big thanks, Marsha, Lecresha, and Miriam. Have a lovely day.
Thank you for having us.